Hi guys, welcome to another episode of On the Road to OKC 2016. Well, it's been another crazy week as per usual. I say this every week. It's been a busy week. It really has. I was sick on Tuesday, which didn't help. It means that this is sort of a week late getting out. But needless to say, I've still been trying to chip away a little bit at a time whenever possible. So, we've got lots of updates in store for you today. To start off with, just to let you know, I have ordered another order from Warlord. So I've got another 2 squads of Belgians coming, and I've got, quite importantly, my French early war paint set. So all the colours I'll need to do my French and really crack on and get those done. And on top of that, I also ordered a French tank crew. Now, you might say, why? You've already got your tank, and you've already got a crew member on it. That is true, but as I think I mentioned last week, what I'm going to plan to do is use one of the crew members with the helmet on to go in my Belgian T15 because the uniforms were very, very similar. They look almost identical, so little bit of different colour, and that should be fine. So my T15 will have a commander in it. So progress this week. Let's jump straight into the progress. I have managed to get my Belgian support teams and my officer all painted up and based, and I'm really pleased with it. I've also based my Belgian squad that I had done, so I don't know if I showed you this last week, but there we have it, and he's got some basing on him. Okay, so that's one of my Belgian squads. So let's start off. Let me climb forward into my chair. Let's start off with the officer. So there we have our officer, Belgian officer. You might think, yeah, he looks British. That's because he is a British figure. You can see that at the bottom his boots are a little bit large, look more like snow boots, but at a distance they work. And that rich leather brown colour really kind of identifies that he's wearing boots, riding boots rather than gaiters and whatever. So I'm really pleased with him. He's come out well. The second unit, and remember I said I used the 60mm bases for the first time ever. I got my MMG team, and they are very nice. I have to say, I was talking to Andy Singleton just the other day, and I was saying how I was really worried at the start that these were going to look like Finnish soldiers in Belgian colours with Belgian heads. And now I've finished them, I actually don't think they look like Finns at all. I think they look like Belgians. So I've been really pleased with how well they've come out. And here's my medium mortar team. And I'm just really, really pleased with how well they've come out. They look super. So that is my Belgian, everything I've got Belgian-wise, other than my T15, which I've just got to put a little bit more paint on, and obviously when I get the command to put paint and put him in. That's everything I've got so far for the Belgians painted, which is the first time in wargaming history for me that I have painted everything that I have of a particular force. My BEF are actually catching up. I've got a command team to do, finish off the Morris CS9, and they're done too, and they're up to date. So things are, really picking up, very positive at the moment. Where's my Belgians going from here? Well, I've got another 2 squads on their way. When they get here, I'll then plan to paint those up. And probably once I finish the first squad, I'll then put an order in so that I've got time to get the other squad done. And while it's on its way, I will put in an order for a anti-tank rifle team and a 47mm anti-tank gun. Which is just a small little job with a couple of guys. I think might have 3 guys, but I think it's just the 2. I can't remember. I'd have to check that out. But anyway, so that's really all I need. Oh, and one more squad of Belgians, so I'll have 4 in total. So I'm really, really pleased with that. How that's gone on. As I say, the Belgians, I'm absolutely loving them. I'm really excited to get them on the table and get some games played with them. Because I just didn't think they'd look this good, and they really do. I really like how they've come out. They look great. Just painting them is a lot of fun. Building a force that is fairly unique. I mean, they're probably not as unique as, say, Brian Ward's Greeks, or there was some others who've been playing with Hungarians and Romanians. I mean, they're pretty unique, and Chinese. But there's not really a lot of figures out there for the Belgians. They're a pretty minor force. They only fought in the war for 18 days, so to kind of build a force that perhaps not many people often pick, I've really enjoyed it so far. So I'll be getting on more with that shortly. So let's take a look at the work I've been doing on the vehicles. I haven't quite finished them yet, but we're getting close. So let's take a look at them now. Okay, guys, so vehicle time. So let's start off with the Belgians, as I've been mentioning them. I put together the T15, and I painted them using a brown violet all over. I think I'm pretty much good on the main coat. Turret still swivels. What I need to do is just to paint up the lights. I'd like to get some weathering powder at the weekend and maybe put some on the exhaust pipe and around the wheels. I need to paint the road wheels up, just give them a dry brush, and also the tracks. And then obviously there's a shovel there as well that needs painting. But when the and I've caught, oh, I've missed a bit. Oh, better paint that up later. Yeah, when I've sort of finished it all, I'll give it all an ink. Probably something quite dark, maybe like an earth shade, earth shade, something like that. A brown wash, ink wash. I'll also put the tank commander in there as well. So T15 very nearly done. Moving on to the British, I've got my Morris CS9, and I found a commander that needs painting. I've done his flesh, but it needs a bit more paint on there, and I need the weapons painting. But yeah, really pleased with this vehicle. Again, brown violet as a base coat. I'll put a different shade of green on there to put a little bit of camouflage on there. I need to finish off the wheels, put the light colours in. And as I say, the guns, and then give it an ink wash, and that's done. So I'm really pleased with that. Hopefully get that done this week. On to the Germans. I had a bit of problems. I actually put 2 coats of paint on this. It was like a German grey colour, and it just wasn't showing up from the black primer. So what I've gone and done is I've picked Vallejo, I think it's German field grey or something like that, and painted it with that, and I actually think it looks pretty good. I've used the Whitman tank commander figure and put him sitting on the back of the Kupelwagen there, as a young Rommel in the Battle of France, overlooking his troops moving forward. And I also changed up the head for the driver. I don't know if you can see it there. He's actually got a field cap on. Basically, I came to the decision that I wanted him to look early war. And I didn't like the sort of the cap. I wanted the side cap. So I went into my Blitzkrieg German box, found a spare head with side cap because I don't use those for infantry. Clipped that off. It's a plastic one. I was going to put it in his neck, but unfortunately, I think as I mentioned last week, I had the issue that he didn't have enough of a neck to go into the gap for it. So I had to use some green stuff. So he's got a scarf on now. So I've got to paint him up. And then just finishing touches to that, like the lights, the jerry cans, tyres, shovel. The seats need different colour paint, and the kind of roof that's folded back. And yeah, once I've done that, that's that done. And then finally, I've got my German motorbike, and again I had the same problems with the paint scheme, so I've gone with the field grey. Just got to finish painting the figures now, and in the finishing touches, and then that is done. So I'm really pleased with that. Really pleased with the vehicles. They're going to be a really nice addition, and the thing I like about them is they're fairly small. They're not too big and bulky, because I was one of the reasons why I prefer early war to late war, is because I feel in late war the tanks just get so big and bulky that they really become an imposing force on the table. And yes, tanks are, you know, fairly vicious at times, but you know, infantry can be extremely powerful. So I'm liking the early war and the scale down and the not quite as killer factor that the tanks bring to the game. So and particularly armored cars and stuff like that. So I'm pleased. So that's the vehicles. I will be aiming to finish those off this week. And I'm also, as one of my other pledges, I'm also hoping to get a little bit of time to spend continuing to build my Stuttgart for my Germans. I'm still waiting on paints and other figures for units that, you know, like the French. I need to paint them, and I need some more Belgians and some more British. So I'm waiting on those. So this week it'll be sort of finishing up. I'm also going to get a lot of work done on the Belgian buildings. I'm hoping to get them finished this week. I've got 2 to a fairly good standard, and we'll have a look at those now. Okay guys, so Belgium house time. Currently I have 2 roofs made. Very easy. I've got to put some tiles on those still, but they fit very nicely on my buildings. I had to go with the textured spray paint, and it worked to a degree, but I don't like it. I had to tape up all the edges so not to expose the foam board. I did on this side find that I had the card kind of warp. I think you can kind of see it, and it's bubbled out now, and it's actually gone pretty hard as well. So what I'm going to end up doing for this one is taking all the tape off, painting it these colors. I did a base of like a dark yellow, and then put like a mocha color over the top of it, or a mocha, something like that. I'm going to do the same for this, and the side that's got the warped edges I will put up against another building so it's not as obvious. I have one more building other than these 3, which I need to put in the window frames and the door frames. I'm now at this stage. One of these, not this one, this one I have painted all the interior walls on each level. So the next job for this is to cut out a bit of card, score in the lines for the floorboards, paint that brown, and glue them into each floor on each floor. So once I've done that, then the next job will be to paint the window frames, door frames, to put the doors in. I need to tile the roof, and then I'm going to put some guttering on. I might also put a chimney on. I'm sort of undecided at the moment as to whether I'm going to do that or not. I've got to have a think about that. So yeah, kind of got 2 prototypes nearing completion. It's been nice to be able to do it like this because I can take the lead with one, look at what works, what doesn't work, experiment, and then replicate that when it works on the others. So that's kind of the plan. And I'll be tackling that over this week as well. Hopefully next week I should have 4 buildings completely done. That is my plan. So yeah, and then I've got 10 more to build, but they're different, these ones. So I'll get to those kind of when I get to them. Really pleased with how these Belgian townhouses are looking. I've also got to put in curtains as well. I'm going to put in curtains because, and a doors on both sides. I just think it'll add something to the table. It'll make it look like a lived-in town. So I'm really pleased with that, and I've just got to get that all finished up now. So pleasures this week: finish the vehicles, finish the buildings, try to get a bit more work done on my Stuttgart. Not sure how much I'm going to get done, but anything's better than nothing. So yeah, thank you for all your comments, and thank you to Jim O'Neill. It's very kind of you to put in that comment about the Belgians and about how they deserve a bit of limelight, and I am doing that. So yeah, all the Belgians have been all the figures I've used are from Warlord Games. I'd just like to mention that their range isn't particularly large, but it is a minor nation, so it's not really too surprising. But you can use other figures to kind of and convert them. I contacted Warlord and asked for a finish the two finished teams, the machine gun and the mortar, and asked them if they could send me some Belgian heads to put on there. So they did. That was great. So yeah, it's all going well. We're ticking on. Hopefully we'll get there. I'm going to have to tackle the Germans at some point, which is getting a little bit scary, but I'm going to have to do it. So, okay, so that's us for this week. As always, if you've liked this video, please like it. If you want to comment, please do. Appreciate all comments. And if you've liked this video and any other videos, please subscribe and check us out, as we will constantly be putting videos out. So until next time, have a great week and take care, and we'll see you soon.